Halo, an epic anthology birthed to be one of the greatest, most iconic, and influential first-person shooters known to mankind. A game that revolutionized FPS gaming as a whole. A game that had gamers grasped by their core, shaken to their souls, and skipping schools at a criminally high rate. I'm not addicted, I'm just in a committed relationship. From my first Green Man mission to my first splatter, it's possible it was just the first time I ever heard Jeff Steitzer say
Slayer.
Or even
Double kill.
that man really is a song for sore ears. The point is that this game had me locked in immediately.
Carolina. Let's not do this. It doesn't have to be this way.
Tethered, shackled, enslaved, dumbfounded, so be it. Absolutely, in every sense of the form, I was hooked.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
I can recall being on my knees, damn near in prayer, googly-eyed up at the screen, drooling just like
Pulling off the upset, they just need to keep Final Boss out of the hill for 5 more seconds. And they do it! Wow.
While most of you tucked up in bed at midnight last night, thousands of gamers across the world queued to become the first to earn the latest offering in the shoot-'em-up Halo series.
The whole Halo series has just come together so well. It's like since the first one where it was like Master Chief introducing like a really good hero, and then ever since from the start to the beginning.
I think really this is what Xbox is all about. I mean, this is what made Xbox what it is really, I'd say.
When I get hold of my copy, I'm gonna play.
Reporter Daniel Emery was there last night at the launch. Joins us now. Was it fun?
Certainly it's going to be fun for them. I imagine they're going to have a lot more fun about sort of 12:30 last night. Most of them said they were just literally going to play through the night, and quite a lot of them said that we're going to pull sickies the next morning.
Well, make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
In a time when distant lands knew not of meme culture, but the legendary dollar menu reigned a giant, not only figuratively, but also literally in the sense of community. 2001. I remember this time fondly. Not actually 2001, but maybe 2003 or 4-ish, when I was 5 years old. And being baffled at watching my older brother play Halo 2 for the original Xbox. But it wasn't just the strong, compelling narrative that entranced you into its unique and well-crafted, immensely lore-filled universe. Its split-screen multiplayer is really what put people together and locked us into those couches for a late night and even some early morning gaming sessions.
Come on, grab a bandage and give me some cover. I know what's coming.
If at the time you could say that Halo 1 had revolutionized FPS shooters, the same could be said for Halo 2 with the aspect of online multiplayer. Though today we will not be discussing the thematic history of Halo, as so per to say that this video is more of a love letter than anything. But what is it that dictates whether a game is perfect or great at its core? Is it simply tight responsive gameplay? Perhaps it's a balanced challenge, or immersive world and lore such as World of Warcraft. Maybe it's specifically rewarded progression. I would argue that it's not always a sense of good polish or bug work, whether that's clean UI or smooth frames. It's typically a sense of unique style or identity. That's what frames a game for perfection. It's respect for the player, which is something that this era truly encapsulated and harnessed at the deepest layer of video games. Though long-winded, this has been the intro into a video that I am titling A Halo Vocumentary, The Bungie Era. So granted, I wasn't alive for the prime of Halo 1, that was the iconic game that it became, and I say became because it didn't initially start off as a popular game. In fact, there's even this video I've seen where Steve Downs says something along the lines of like,
and I was with some friends in Florida whose kids were playing the game. I said, I think I voiced a character in this game, and they said, really? Who was it? And I couldn't remember his name. I said, I don't know, but I think he was the main guy. And they said, Master Chief? I said, yeah, it was Master Chief. Within 15 minutes, there was about 40 or 50 kids outside his door carrying Xboxes and
So yeah, that's why I frame it in the terms of like what it ended up becoming, or what it became. But this entire format was the fuel or the spark that is what became the entire trilogy. But from a super nerd perspective, the game was the perfect linear level of progression. Like, there were pros and cons to the game like any other great game. If we're talking progression throughout the series, like in the first game, talk about that assault rifle, man. I think it's the MA241 or something of that nature. Oh my fucking god, it was tight, punchy, simple, but really deep. And, I mean, when I talk about the pros and cons of the game, some weapons that became iconic later on weren't accessible in the first game, like the energy sword. I remember running around the game, seriously jumping over dead elites, like trying to figure out where they dropped their energy sword for hours, not being able to find it, but... That's exactly what I'm saying. The game was really good from a standard of, well, covering all bases. Gameplay, multiplayer, and story-wise. Though there are many great missions within this game, my two favorites would definitely be 343 Guilty Spark and the Maw. I also love the symbolism of two betrayals. I think that cutscene is amazing when they exchange their conversation between Cortana and Guilty Spark in the control room. So Halo 1 was where tight gunplay met open-minded sci-fi sandboxes. It really was a shooter that proved consoles could compete with the PC landscape, and it birthed a modern FPS design on a controller that people were absolutely addicted to. So if it wasn't obvious that people were obsessed with being stuck on a mysterious ring world, alone a super soldier in a war about to spiral into ancient horror, from space marines to aliens that had blow-up galaxy weapons, alright? I don't know how else you could explain that this was an epic myth disguised as a shooter, alright? But what can I say? People fucking love to shoot aliens. There's nothing we can do about it. It just is an, I guess, scientific fact at this point. Now, Halo 2 is a sci-fi first-person shooter that expanded everything Halo 1 started with, but was bigger, had an online multiplayer, dual-wielding weapons, and was one of the most ambitious campaigns of its time. Being honest, it was a game that made Xbox Live matter. It brought the most legendary multiplayer of its era ever, in a campaign that doubled down on a cinematic scale, betrayal, and the diplomatics of alien politics. In the background has been playing what I would consider some of the most badass or iconic gameplay footage of a demo ever displayed. In May of 2003, during the Electronic Entertainment Expo, what's known as E3, was held a 9 to 10 minute gameplay demo set in New Mombasa, showing a bunch of badass features like dual-wielding SMGs, single-shot battle rifles, which eventually ended up getting changed to what is the iconic BR triple shot. It also showed you driving a Goshawk, which is so awesome. Definitely one of the most iconic and underrated vehicles, in my opinion, in the Halo universe. But it went to dig deeper into that. You saw exact gameplay segments that never made it into the final game. It eventually came back, I don't know, about 2 decades later, 2005, I believe it was this year, might have been late last year in November, that the Dig Site team had put out a bunch of awesome content, such as the Moon Base level, which was a Halo 2 Arbiter mission that got removed, and also this E3 demo, which once again was the most iconic shit I'd ever seen at the time as like a 7 or 8 year old. But I recently got to play it, and that's where this footage came from. Halo 2 might just be my favorite in the series because of nostalgia, and I also think like every mission was a banger, including the story. Though not the end of the Bungie series, an epic finale to the Xbox 360 finale blockbuster known as Halo 3. To put it slightly, Halo 3 was just some epic shit. I mean, it was on every Mountain Dew can, it was around every corner, the back of XXL shirts, and every size in between. Pins, action figures, but that's the mass of what we're talking about here. Halo at the time, especially the pinnacle of Halo 3, was an absolute monolith, a complete giant. People were breaking up because of this game. They were losing their pizza job because of this game. Okay, but on a more serious note, it's where humanity, the Covenant, and the Flood all collide into a collapsing ring world. And you finally see the beginning and the ends of Master Chief in what is a fighting war for the galaxy. I'm sorry, there's been a lot of nerd shit happening for a moment, so I'm giving everyone a moment to breathe. I had originally planned to cover Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach. Halo Reach being one of the most epic games, though least favorited by the fans. I think its RPG elements are badass and was an incredibly smooth play by Bungie. I think it's also a sad, wrapping it all around to come full circle, like I mentioned earlier, a love letter from Bungie, kind of the vice versa of what this video is, of what the game had become and them wrapping up their contract with Microsoft. I actually think that I'm going to make an entire video about the spin-offs of Halo, which hopefully, if you're watching this a couple months later, you'll be able to look down in the corner and see, or actually the top right corner, and see a link that says, well, you click it and it'll take you to that video. But that's if that video comes to exist, which I believe it will. I want to wrap up this video with a final segment right here of me sending a nod out to say thank you for watching this. I appreciate all of you. Make sure to comment below if there's anything specific you really enjoyed about this video or you'd like to leave with me, or maybe a comment for a future Halo fan who sees this in years to come. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. I really don't actually, I'm not asking you to like or subscribe, but I would really appreciate it if that's something you felt you'd like to do. Thanks again for watching. Peace. Hey dude, what's up? No, I literally just got done getting a $5 footlong. Trouble in the Middle East. World War III. Donald Trump is our president a second time? Nah dude, it's 2007, what are you talking about? You're crazy man, if you want to go back to a simpler time, get in! Well, I'm out of here. See you later!